Hello, this is an open message to the El Paso County Commission, to the County Attorney's Office in particular, Lori Seago, also the Planning Division, in particular, Megan Harrington. I'm addressing the Big Barn Scheme. So what is the Big Barn Scheme? Well, this is where a citizen property owner has identified that they would like to have an equestrian facility, maybe a public stable or something like that, and they're in the RR5 zoning. What they'll find when they start to investigate this is they're going to need a large indoor arena or a large barn, and they're capped in that zoning at 5,000 square feet. But they need more, maybe upwards of 25,000 square feet. They'll also find that in general, they're not allowed to have that use. So they'll have to go through a special use process before the planning commission. And if a neighbor objects, well, that's going to cause them problems. Also, when it comes to these really large buildings that they want to have, there's permitting and inspections, which is very expensive. And also taxes. Taxes are expensive on these big buildings because some of them can run upwards of, oh, that was zero. He's chiming in. Can run upwards of, $300,000. So put that tax on there and it's just like having an additional home. So what they do is they scheme with the big barn builders and maybe some other folks to actually come and fill out the paperwork for an agricultural structure exemption. And they will lie and they will put forward false statements to public officials stating that the indoor arena or large barn is only for their use, their sole use. They're not going to allow the public in, and they're not going to use it for commercial purposes. So they get that approval, and they don't go forward with getting the approval to get the public stable or equestrian facility, whatever it is that they want. They just start doing it. They just right from the get-go start doing it, and they really hope their neighbors don't notice, that their neighbors will acquiesce, right? So they know this is happening. They're seeing other people doing it, so they just start doing it. They start giving riding lessons, or they start boarding horses, or doing whatever it is they would normally do, but they're precluded from the RR5 zoning from doing. The next thing you know, they're inviting the public into, especially these indoor arenas. They've avoided the permitting. They've avoided the cost of that. They've avoided having to go through the special use process before the planning board. And guess what? They're also, because this is flying outside of the permitting process, and where permitting would actually notify the property assessor of a building being completed and being ready for taxes, it goes outside of that process. So the property assessor in many cases does not know that this building exists, and therefore they stop. Well, they don't even stop. They don't even know to tax it. So there's no taxes. Then by the time they catch up with this property owner, the building has pretty much depreciated. So it's not taxed as high as it would be. And the property assessor does not claw back or seek back the taxes that weren't paid when the building was worth more. So this is a big benefit for some unscrupulous people in our county, and it needs to stop. It needs to stop right away. And then unfortunately what will happen is, this might go on for a couple of years or so, and then someone will report the property owner for this impermissible use, and the planning division will come and legalize them without, guess what, going through permitting, going through the special use public meeting before the board, yada, yada, yada. No one ever notifies the property assessor. And effectively, these people just get away with it. And guess what? With the blessing of the planning division. This needs to stop. It needs to stop now. Thanks. Hey, this is Rachel Chickateri, over and out.